Alright guys, January 31st again, and writing I did before the Trust Over Faith, a writing I did as soon as I woke up this morning. I haven't given it a title, but I will start reading now. So, because I've been waking up and just going straight into observing rather than going straight into movement or straight into doing something or getting on my phone, anything like that. I wake up and I immediately observe what my body naturally is working towards, I guess. Alright, so waking up and immediately having the feelings that I need to get up and start going, that I need to task myself and start doing, just does not seem right. As humans, we've went from human beings to human doings. Human beings who move freely and effortlessly at their own will. No structure to follow, no demands to be met other than being humane. Right? That's as our true nature, all we have to do is be humane. Um, human doings, moving, human doings, moving in rigid movement, obligated to meet demands and structure their lives accordingly to society, where the only free will a human being has is choosing from the options their masters or their rulers have been given. Oh shit, okay, my bad. All right, let me start again. Human doings moving in rigid movement, obligated to meet demands and structure their lives accordingly to society, where the only free will a human doing has is choosing from the options that's within the confinements of their enslavement given by their masters and their rulers. This, damn, I forget how to say this word. I get tongue tied. The spontaneity, like spontaneous. That word just tongue ties me. The spontaneity is gone. Spot and spot. I'm not even gonna try. Fuck. All right, but yeah, the spontaneity is gone. The creativity we do, the creativity we do use as human doings is in order to start a business or organizing our home of all our possessions a certain way. It is confined. Our creativity is confined into making our enslavement better, but never actually getting out of our enslavement. We use our creativity in a way a prisoner a prisoner paints the walls of his jail cell, adding a bit of sanity or prolonging the suffering. We are so disconnected from our true nature. We are so out of tune with our biology. There is no way I can be participating forced labor for another 3 years. I just don't see that happening. I recently got the easiest job I could ever possibly have, and it is still deadening to the spirit. It still drains it still drains the life out of me. This healing and detaching is preparing me for something big, life-changing. The healing and detaching in itself has already been life-changing, and it's only the beginning. This is the most meaningful this is the most meaningful act I have ever taken in my life, being the hardest, most difficult thing I've ever done being the hardest, most difficult thing I've ever done, though will the rewards I'll reap will be of the most value I've ever received. Yeah, we've went from human beings to human doings, because we've been stripped of our birthright and we've been stripped of our sovereignty. We've been stripped of our health. So, and we were trained that by the time we get out of the indoctrination center, we get out from underneath our jailers. We're trained so that by the time we're by ourselves, we're on our own, we willfully consent to our enslavement. and hand over we willfully hand over our most valuable possession, which is our attention, and therefore giving our energy, our time, our focus, and our worship, and our respect, and we hand it over for breadcrumbs, for the exchange of breadcrumbs, for the self-destructive addictions we have, like the breads and circuses of this world, of sports, of entertainment, the highly toxic and poisonous food we love to indulge and overconsume on, the yeah, and then the illusion of safety and security given to us by the masters who we willfully hand over our birthright, we willfully consent to our enslavement to, we willfully hand over our powers, we willfully hand over our attention, which is the most valuable thing on this earth, the most valuable thing within us, as giving our attention is giving our energy, our focus, our worship, and our respect. So, yeah, and we hand over the most powerful thing, and in return for breadcrumbs and the illusion of safety and security. And yeah, it's it's sad, and it's it's not really one for to be blamed on, because we're just born into this, and we're taught and we're thrown into the confinements of this world, and because of living in survival, we're just constantly diminishing our powers, suppressing our authenticity, throwing our spirit in the back seat. That way we are able to survive in these abusive systems. So we because of being under prison guards and jailers, and constantly tested for compliance, and constantly kicked back in line, and making sure we're obedient and in compliance, we just learn, fuck, this is just the way of the world. And we're taught that in our most formidable years, which is 0 to 7 years old. You learn to adapt to your environment, you learn to accustom, and you learn to be a participant in your environment. And unfortunately, that environment is abusive, and it's an enslavement. So, but we see everybody else doing it, so we follow our peers, and we learn to fit in. We learn to shut the fuck up and do what we got to do to go along and get along. Yeah, and which has ripped us from our birthright, has ripped us from our humanity, and we went from human beings, the potential of being a human being, to now solidified into being a human doing, where, like I said in here, human doings, we move in rigid movement. We're obligated to meet demands and structure our lives accordingly to society, the toxic society, where the only free will a human doing has is choosing from the options that's within the confinements of their enslavement given by their masters, their rulers. So, like I say there, the options, people say we have free will because, oh, well, I got to choose the job I want to do, I choose the addictions I want to have, I choose the food I want to eat, yeah, but those were options given to you by your enslavers. It's like when you go to the hospital and they give you these options of medications, of surgery, but they don't give you the truth to the question of what's wrong with you. They don't say, oh, well, maybe if you stop participating in this enslavement, and you heal your childhood trauma and abuse, and you heal your cognitive dissonance, and you stop ingesting toxins and poisons, and you stop you cut out all the toxicity in your life of relationships, and you face the beliefs, the conditioned beliefs that were set in you of having to meet expectations, living to please others, like all these things, your slavery programming, all these things, instead of them telling you that, the simple way of healing, which is just not needing anything and just being honest with yourself and recognizing and accepting your reality for exactly the way it is and your situation within exactly for the way it is, you know. And instead of them telling you that, they want to give you, they suggest pills, they suggest going for walks, they suggest surgery and getting x-rays and doing all these things and getting this treatment. But so they give you the options they want to give you to keep you a customer, to keep you a patient, to either keep you a patient or to make a big buck off of you, you know. So it's not that they're trying to help you fully recover, no, it's none of that. So so yeah, we're literally, our free will, the free will of a human doing is choosing from the options that's within the confinements of their enslavement given by their masters and their rulers. You know,